Greetings, everybody. It's great to be back with you. My name is Chris Adams, and I look after research at Miles Partnership. And we're here again with our very, very good friend, Amir Elon, President and CEO of Longwoods International. This is our weekly update of research from their weekly sentiment study of US travelers. All of these reports are available on our Clarity in a Time of Crisis website, along with webinars and other resources. And I'll pass it over to Amir to share the insights at the start of June. Where are US travelers right now, Amir?
Well, thank you, Chris, and hello, everyone. I feel like we're becoming family after this weekly gatherings. There's a lot of good new data this week, and we're seeing things continuing to trend in the right directions in many cases. So jumping in real quickly, this week 75% of travelers told us that those who are planning to travel in the next 6 months have or are currently changing their plans to travel. You see a pretty even split at 47% each for those who canceled completely or reduced the travel plan. And how are they reducing their travel plans? Overwhelmingly, it is changing from a flying destination to a drive destination. As we continue to look forward, now we have 3 months worth of data. We have some beautiful trend lines that we can refer to. As you can see, we are definitely continuing to head in the right direction, but it's slow and steady, a long way to go still till we get to the range that we want to see. In terms of changing travel plans versus cancellation, 3 weeks ago we saw what we were hoping to see, which was changing plans eclipsing cancellation of plans. You'll see this past week it kind of evened up us a little bit, but that's within the statistical margin of error, so really not seeing much change there. But the important thing here is that people are definitely of the mindset of changing a plan. I am still going to travel. How can I accommodate my ability to travel now versus canceling travel? And then looking ahead at the trend lines, again, you see is just a high volume of people changing from fly destination to drive destination. We've talked about this before. Recovery is going to begin local and regional drive markets will likely fare better than long-haul markets coming through this. As you recall also, every week we are asking the same question about what factors will greatly influence your decision to travel in the next 6 months. Transportation costs continue to remain low. Concerns about the economy continue to remain relatively low. It is the fear of coronavirus, no surprise there. But here's a very beautiful thing I'd like to point out to you. You can see back on April 1st, we peaked out with 67% of folks telling us, over 2/3 of American travelers telling us that this will greatly impact their travel plans. And now we're down to 47%. That's a 20-point drop. We are trending in the right direction. As you can see, we're not too far from where we were on March 11th either. So we're getting back into the right direction. Now, will that mean that once we continue to drop in fear of coronavirus, the economic concern grows? Maybe, but we still see that the cost of travel is cheaper. And if you're changing from a long-haul trip to say a weekend regional getaway and so forth, the cost is not as heavy to the pocketbook. I think people are just more concerned about getting out to travel than how to pay for travel. They're going to find a way to get out. And that's reinforced by the types of travel that we're going to see, which we know is a lot of regional drive market, visiting friends and relatives again. The $64,000 question every week is, are you going to travel in the next 6 months? And we're still holding at a good high volume right there in the low 70s. But again, it remains stable. There's still that ball of pent-up demand running into that wall of fear. I swear one of these days I'm going to have to use that analogy. So as you know, every week we mix up a last question or two with folks. We started asking this question the previous week, asking folks, are they going to be traveling in the next 6 weeks? And 40% of Americans are telling us they're not. But for those who are planning to travel, and it's a very high number of them, as you can see, are planning to take their travels. And of course, car travel to visit friends and relatives, doesn't matter if it's a short one or a longer trip, they're going. You can see that. The staycation which really means regional day trip, right? That's about almost 10% level there. And actually, I'm very pleased to see it's not higher. It's not in the double digits. So that means people do want to get out and about a little more there. And of course, plane travel much further down the list going there. And you can see it hasn't really changed much from the prior week there. So that's encouraging. There's a pent-up demand. People are starting to release as the country continues to reopen in various phases of various regions and states. People are clearly starting to dip their toes in the water, which is exactly what we want to see at this point. But that being said, as you know, for the past 3 to 4 weeks, we have been asking questions about perceptions of safety and travel from these folks as residents and travelers. And you can see we continue to be a pretty divided country on the issues of reopening up the community to visitors, feeling safe to travel outside my community, as well as getting out and about within my own community to shop and dine. And you can't expect the opening up or feeling safer to travel to increase exponentially until people feel safe to get out in their own backyard there. The encouraging thing is in terms of opening up a community, we're seeing it starting to trend directionally upward, which is good. We've gone up about 9 points here in the last couple weeks, and fingers crossed that will continue. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that people did dip their toe in the water, so to speak, around Memorial Day weekend in the places that could. But on the other hand, in terms of feeling safe traveling outside my community, we see it's relatively flat week over week there, as well as feeling safe and kind of getting about to local restaurants and shopping also remain flat. Anyway, some good indicators. We're trending in the right direction. I know this week we've seen a lot of national unrest, and that's going to be that might cause a little hiccup for a bit. We'll see how things play out there, but we'll be back again next Tuesday, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Amir. And I think that just reinforces the critical role that destinations need to take in terms of activating their local community to get out and about and shopping and going beyond takeout to actually dining. But outside dining is an option now in many communities, because I think that's really the base for all of this. People feeling confident in their own local community, and they're going to therefore feel more confident about travel options.
Yeah, and I think, as people see their friends, those who may be a little hesitant to see their friends and neighbors engaging in some of that activity, socially they may feel a little bit more encouraged. Again, not insinuating in any way that people should defy local orders or best practices or anything like that, but I think where people can and they start, their friends and colleagues will be encouraged to do so as well.
Yeah. Thanks again, Amir. Now we're going to be stepping back, aren't we, Amir, to every 2 weeks. So I think the next research report will be June the 16th. Is that right?
Yeah, actually we'll have one next Tuesday, and then the week after, June 23rd. So yeah, we're gonna every other week here in June. So
Okay, and obviously more resources at both the Longwoods and Miles websites, and please visit our COVID-19 Clarity in Time of Crisis webinar. Thanks everybody, and stay safe.
Thank you. Bye.